Lionel had been out of the hospital for only a few days when the potluck invitation came. The host lived in the first-floor apartment of a Near East Side duplex separated by a tiny cul-de-sac from the wide-bottomed cottages that fronted Lake Monona. Noise of an undifferentiated party variety drifted out into the deep blue cold, meeting Lionel under the sunroom window where he had stopped to peer inside. He felt powerfully anonymous out there in the dark, looking in on all of them. That he did not recognize anyone apart from the host felt at once a comfort and a warning. A rectangle of pale light unfurled down the stairs as the host pressed the door open on screeching hinges. "Shit, it's cold out here. You walk all this way?" Lionel climbed the stairs and tried to arrange his stiff face into a friendly expression, the effort of which made his scalp tingle. He had walked only part of the way, about 10 minutes in all. The bus had dropped him on the other side of Orton Park. When the host realized that Lionel wasn't going to answer, he said, "Well, you're right on time." "I didn't have a chance to go to the store. I just got back," Lionel said. The several pairs of shoes in the front hall indicated to him that this was not the small gathering he had thought it would be. It also indicated that he was not right on time, but he knew that already. "Long trip?" The host wrapped his arm around Lionel's lower back and pulled at him until they were very close, at the threshold of the apartment, but not yet inside. "Good?" "Couple weeks," Lionel said. "Sorry for not being in touch more." "It's a busy time," the host said, in a way that wasn't entirely not passive-aggressive. Lionel turned his head a little, out of reflexive guilt, and the host's dry lips grazed the corner of his mouth. "Thank you," Lionel said. "It's good to see you. Let's talk tonight. Catch up. It's been forever." "Yeah, let's." A few of the guests sat around on mismatched chairs and on the floor, holding plates of damp vegetables and grains. The improvised nature of the gathering diluted the strangeness he felt standing there alone, because although he was clearly a latecomer, the rest of them didn't seem to belong to one another in the way that friends sometimes could. There was no operating logic to their association that he could see. They were all awkward, anxious strangers in the host's living room. He waved to them, and they waved back. Their having seen him, and his having seen them, moved him. Lionel felt alive. In the world. The larger, noisier contingent of guests assembled their food in the kitchen. Lionel waited his turn, watching as they pirouetted and collided. They touched the smalls of each other's backs and shoulders, men and women. They hugged and kissed and pressed against each other, looped arms and hooked thumbs into each other's pockets. They poured wine and spooned things onto each other's plates. The loud whack of plastic trays and the tinkle of ice, the hiss of seltzer. As they finished and squeezed by Lionel, he saw that they were about his age, 24 or a little older. They smelled like tobacco and bright vegetal things, orchids, hydrangeas. They said hey and hi and excuse me, and he stepped back to let them pass. When the kitchen was empty and everyone had settled down to eat, Lionel made his own plate of baked asparagus, brown rice, kale salad. He leaned against the flaking yellow counter and pushed the food around until it had all been drawn across and through itself. The kitchen was humid, redolent of people and their colognes, shampoos, lotions. But the open window let in a shaft of cold, clear air. The wind whistled as it caught stray openings in the screen.